Hello, it is February 11th, 2017, and I wanted to share another Rapture dream that I had just a couple nights ago. This one happened February 9th, and I recorded it at 3:32 in the morning. And this is really for all you animal lovers and pet owners who have wondered, like, are our dogs going to go with us in Rapture, or are they going to end up in heaven? And this dream was just a real encouragement to that, so I wanted to share my dream. So this is my little bulldog, Zaxby. He's actually not little. He's 70 pounds, but he's 11 years old. And yes, if you live in the South, you'll know what Zaxby's is. He is named after the chicken finger restaurant. So he's our little baby. We had him first, and then my daughter, who is 6, we had her several years later. So anyways, he was our first little baby, and these are the questions that I asked God. And I'm, have been praying and wondering, what happens to little Zaxby when we are raptured? Like, do you put him to sleep, or is he going to be safe? Is he going to have anyone here to feed him his food and take him out? I know it sounds silly, but I think of these things. So anyways, God answered in my dream, so I just want to share with you guys. So it was the other night, and my husband actually was out of town, so I let my little girl sleep in my bed with me that night. So I tell you that because this dream seemed like the rapture was truly happening. I mean, we know it could happen any day at any moment, and I believe it's so soon. And I really thought a couple nights ago it was the night, because we were laying there and I open my eyes and I see an angel hovering above in our room. And it's the same scene, not a normal night, because my daughter was in the bed with me. And so she was there, and she didn't appear all of a sudden. I think that would have freaked me out. But she basically, I could see the outline or a silhouette at first, and I was focusing in, was that what I think it is? And then all of a sudden she came slowly into focus, and then I could see her. So anyway, she was about 3 times the size of a regular person. I didn't see wings or anything like that. I could just see that it was a lady that had brown, kind of long brown hair. Anyways, no words were spoken, but I knew what she was there to do. She reached down her hand, and I felt like she was saying, all right, it's time to go. So without any words spoken, I just lifted my hands straight up in the air, and she grabbed onto my hands, and she was re-gripping her hands with mine just to get a strong grip. And then she instructed my daughter to then hang on to me. So my daughter was hanging on to my waist. I was hanging on to the angel's hands, and she just boop, just yanked up, and we were through the sky, through the night sky. And it happened super fast. Anyways, we end up at this little house, a little cottage, and we were at first asking lots of questions. There was a lot of conversation that was going on, but I wasn't supposed to know what the conversation was, because even in the dream, I was asking her questions and she was talking, but I could only see her mouth moving. I couldn't hear any words that were coming out. So a lot of conversation happening. She let us explore the house a little bit, and it was kind of a long, detailed dream. But anyways, there was one room in the house that we were instructed not to go into. So it was a room, we could see the door opening, and we could see a light flickering in the room. It was basically a TV light flickering. And we knew a TV was in that room, and she said, just don't go into that room. I could hear the TV playing, and it sounded like a war movie. I could hear just chaos and fighting, and it didn't sound good. And I really had no desire. Once she said, don't go in that room, I didn't even have a desire to go check it out. So anyways, I just thought that was sort of interesting. The next part of the dream, she started asking us questions that I do remember. So she gets out a pen and a paper. She was sitting in a chair, and my daughter and I were just sitting on the ground. And she said, so what kind of job do you want to do here? And I got so excited because I was like, oh, I get to do a job, anything I want. And so the first thing I said, I looked at my daughter, and we both have an obsession with animals. We love animals. If I could live on a farm, I would. I love little piggies and donkeys and miniature horses, but I'm highly allergic to hay, so that's basically never going to happen in my lifetime here. So the first thing I said animals, farm, anything to do with animals. And soon as I said that, poof, I look at my feet, and let me switch my little picture here. I look at my feet, and my little dog Zaxby just appears at my feet. So it wasn't until I said I wanted my animals there that he appeared. So anyways, I just thought that was awesome. So I guess if you don't love your animals, you don't want them there, they probably won't be there. But if you do want them there, then God's going to give us our heart desires, and they'll be there. So I just thought that was awesome. The next thing that I remember, I see another angel sitting like at a dining room table. And again, he wasn't wearing, or he didn't have on wings or anything like that. He was just a guy sitting at a table, but I knew he was an angel. He actually spoke like with a British accent. And so I looked at him and I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And he said, "Sure." I said, "What time was it when you came to get us?" He said, "I don't exactly know." And then he said, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because I'd had some previous dreams where I had times in my other rapture dreams, like my plane rapture dream I posted on YouTube, I asked my mom what time it was, and she said it was 12:50. So I was just trying to connect the dots, and I just think in some of my dreams, God will literally confirm something that happened in a previous dream, or maybe he would eliminate a question or a piece that he'd given me in a previous dream. So I just think it's cool how he works like that, and I'm fully aware that's how he works. So that's why I asked this angel. So anyway, yeah, "What time did you come to get us?" He said, "I don't exactly know." And then he asked me why. I told him I was curious. But then he said, this is his answer that I wanted to get to. He says, "I should be able to find out for you next week." And I was like, wow, okay. Like, I don't really know what that means. I've learned from way many dreams I've had that, our timing and his timing is very different. And I don't fully understand these dreams at times. But I just think it's interesting that's what he said. So he said at first I didn't exactly know what the time was, but then he says, "I should be able to find out for you next week." So I thought that was cool. I did ask him one more question. I said, "Can I ask you one more question?" And he said, "I can't believe you haven't already." And I won't really reveal the question I asked because it was a personal nature. But I didn't even have to ask the question. He knew what I was going to ask. So anyways, after I got the answer to that, I woke up. So anyways, I just thought that was cool. I love the aspect of us having a job. And we all know that God designed us to have jobs, but they're going to be whatever we want and things that we love to do. And it's not going to be the same kind of work that we are obligated to do here on earth. So anyways, another quick little dream just from last night that kind of ties into this one. I'll just share just briefly. So last night, I was having a dream early in the morning, and I was with a bunch of people that I didn't know, and there was one guy I was with kind of all day long, and throughout the day, I had tried to share Jesus with him on 3 different occasions. And finally, and I was just being really bold and really just going at it, and just really wanted him to know about Jesus. And even in the dream, like the 3rd time that I shared, he's like, "Gosh, you are just not going to stop with this, are you?" And I just had a lot of boldness and a lot of strength. And then we were in this scene with a bunch of people I didn't know, and he was there also, and he had decided that, yes, he wanted to accept Jesus into his heart. And he was asking, like, "Does anybody, can anyone help me? Like, I don't know what to say." And this whole crowd of people, nobody would, help him, or no one volunteered to help lead him in prayer. So I was sitting here well, gosh, I will, I don't know how to, I haven't been doing this before, but I'm going to do it. So, it was just funny. I had a lot of strength, and I just popped up and I said, "Let's do this." So in front of everybody, I just laid my hands on them, and it was a really strong, feeling I had inside me. I felt like the Holy Spirit, then hovered and came into me, because I was just almost like a different person, and I just started really speaking loud and bold, and I led him through the sinner's prayer, but then it was also afterward we were praising Jesus, and I was just really strong in doing this. So I woke up from the dream, and I'm laying there wide awake just last night in my bed, and usually this is the time when the Holy Spirit will speak to me, and I'll hear different things and confirming or revealing what the dream meant. And so I'm just kind of sitting there thinking I know God, I know we don't understand God's master plan just yet. We're really close. But I think these last 2 dreams kind of gives me a little clue. He's designed us to work according to our own unique abilities and desires of our heart. And actually, after this last dream, I'm sitting here laying there just, last night, and I know that he wants us doing that right now. He wants us leading people, our families, our friends, or people we don't even know. I know he wants us being really, really bold right now and sharing Jesus and salvation with people, because we are just so close. We're almost at this finish line. But then I kind of wondered, and I don't know if this is the Holy Spirit revealing this to me or if this is just my own thoughts, but I started wondering, could this be a picture of the future? Maybe he does have a plan for his raptured bride after he comes to get us. And I know it's the wedding feast and all that, but maybe he has a job for us to do. Maybe the job is to lead the left behind to Christ during the tribulation. I don't know for sure, but these are the thoughts that I was thinking there in the middle of the night. So I woke up from the dream, like I said, just like lying there thinking about all this. I'm thinking about people, leading them to salvation, being bold, and that we're here so close to him coming to rescue us. And this is so weird, but I had like a flash vision that came to my mind. And obviously I wasn't thinking anything about my dream from a few nights ago. This is what I was focusing on. And all of a sudden, a flash vision pops up into my head. And it was a scene. And it was in my mind. And I just saw a huge open field. And I saw a little barn in the distance. Here, I gotta flip my picture here. I saw a barn in the distance. And I saw a lady just walking down this path leading this like little single donkey. So it was just a huge field, a barn in the distance, and just a lady. And honestly, I think that was me. It was a picture of me leading this little donkey. And it was just really quick. I was fully wide awake. This is just like the vision that popped into my mind. It was really clear. And I'm like, okay, that can't be from my own head, because I'm sitting here trying to think of like how to lead people to Christ. And like what he wants us to be doing these like last final moments before he comes to get us. And then I start thinking about the barn and the donkeys. Like there is no way that I just came up with that on my own. So I believe these two dreams were sort of tied together. Like he's telling us like we have a job to do. We have a job to do obviously here on earth right before we go. But that he's also going to give us our heart's desires. And of course this is unique to me and what I love. And this is just what kind of I think the future holds for us. So anyways, I just thought it was kind of neat, and I just love getting these dreams and being able to communicate with him in these hours in the middle of the night. And that's all I wanted to share. So just keep looking up. I know it's like so soon. I know everyone keeps saying that, but like I feel in my spirit and all the clues and little things that he's given me, they're like in a progression order, and I know it could be truly any day. So just keep looking up. And we're going to see him soon.